Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of our favorite program, KID-AFAN Salone Discovery in entertainment with me, Hamza Toure. Inside today's edition of the program, we come to the annual seminar masterclass produced by the Producers Guild Sierra Leone. On a day with we as we make more discovery on this event.
Before we start, I would like to make the president of the guild for give a welcome statement to honor the participants and also to the facilitators them with here.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy, I so appreciate God for this wonderful time today we get. This is a remarkable day for Producers Guild Sierra Leone. I'm glad for now, especially noble people who come for joining me and giving knowledge to producers. And this, at the moment, is what we look for. Because producers are there, but they are not meant to be producers because of lack of knowledge. So today, we not by mistake. We must get something for take home. We must know the difference between executive producer and a producer, because that's the importance of the masterclass. So let we know where we heading to. I welcome Una and I thank Una for left on a busy schedule and for believing in the act and believe Producers Guild Sierra Leone. Long live Producers Guild, long live the industry, and long live Sierra Leone. Thank you.
I don't like for assume people a name. I'm not going to know all my name, but I think say we go do a brief introduction about yourself, your name, you know, small thing about yourself, just 45 seconds. Then we go last Naya and yourself, we go introduce yourself. So I will start from a far right, there we go. So
It's Fatima Tatawali, the CEO for St. Agnes Film Production and the president for Producers Guild Sierra Leone.
Good afternoon, Joseph A.M. Koroma, Director Hydro Movies, PRO2, Producers Guild.
Momodu Kamara, Secretary General Screenwriters Guild, Director American Film Production.
Idris Ajalo, Financial Secretary, Cinematographers Guild, Sierra Leone.
Luciano Ismail Conte, the PRO1 for Producers Guild Sierra Leone and also the CEO of SEDA, Sports and Entertainment Academy.
Balu Kaba, the Treasurer for Producers Guild and also a producer from Root Film Production, Sierra Leone.
Hello, Stiwa Kendo Sisei, TK for short, member of the Actors Guild, member from the Producers Guild, and co-CEO for Long Life Vision Studio.
Kadiatu Kamara, producer, coordinator, North, CEO for Grace Foundation Movie Production.
Aminata Aminashkaba, Producers Guild Welfare Officer, CEO Aminash Film, Actors Guild member.
Fatima Bangura, Western Area Coordinator, Patalo.
Hansen, member of Actors Guild, Organizing Secretary, Producers Guild, CEO and founder, Sustainable Women Initiative for Development, Sweetness.
Vidal Sisse, Acting President, Cinematographers and Technical Guild, Sierra Leone.
Right, hello everyone. My name is Mr. Bashir Mohammed Idris. I am the Academic Manager at Limconcoin University. I am also also a consultant in the creative industry.
Hello everyone, I am Aminata Sulematu Mansari, a lawyer from Biwa & Co Law Firm. I'm also a screenwriter and a director.
Okay, so Zachariah Lloyd Sise, screenwriter, executive producer, and actor, proud member of the Actors Guild Sierra Leone, former Secretary General of that particular guild. Today, I serve as the facilitator for marketing, branding, and distribution on this workshop, and also they serve as a trainer for the Film Network West Africa in partnership with Sierra Leone Adult Education Naya, Nail na the Gambia, the University of the Gambia na the Gambia, YMCA Ghana, and CNA Togo as a screenwriter expert. Thank you.
We don't share how the resource people get for share the knowledge. Mr. Bashir they go first, then Sulai second, Zaki they go third, then me go come for round up everything waiting don't left. So we dey give Mr. Bashir the floor now, and I will try for set everything waiting need, and we can start now.
Yeah, all right. So my name is Mr. Bashir Muhammad Idris, as I mentioned before, and I am here as a facilitator for one of the trainings. I will be focusing on financing and investment strategies, and thanks to my co-facilitators for giving me the time. I have a lot of other things to attend, so I appreciate that, but I think today's topic is something that I'm really passionate about, and I congratulate the Producers Guild for coming together to facilitate this. It's really important for your industry. All right, so for me, I normally take a very organic approach, and excuse my Creole is not very good, so I'll be speaking in English. I hope that is fine. Okay, yes, I know. So I like to take a very organic approach when it comes to facilitating the sessions. I want us to take away something productive, something that we can learn, something that we can implement, not just a lecture, right? We want to make impact. We want to see a change in the industry. So that's really one of the key focus I have as we learn together today. It's not just to share information, but to see a change, to see impact in the way we do things. So financing and investment strategies are very important to the film industry, okay, and you will see how that is important. So today the key objectives for the entire presentation or training include gaining an understanding or overview of the African film industry, because it's really important for you to understand that you are not producing these films in isolation. You also belong to a larger community. You know, with technology nowadays, everything is becoming global. The market, unlike before, is now global. When you produce your films, it's not only for Sierra Leone. Whether you accept that or not, everything is global now. So you belong to that global market, and it's very important to understand that. So number one, we will look at the overview of the African film financial landscape. Secondly, we will also look at financing models. How do you actually finance your film? Okay, film is a business, and I know many of you might have started with the passion and the creativity, but at some point you have to realize that for it to be sustainable, you have to look at it as a business. There are many business practices that we need to learn if we want this venture to be sustainable. We have to understand that, because like I said, everything in the film industry globally is now globalized. Okay, so we will look at financing model. Like I also mentioned, just for clarity, clarity, beside my work with the university, I am a consultant within the creative industry. So I have done many work with organizations like UNDP, World Bank, and the rest. So most of the data I'm sharing and the knowledge is from my experience working within the space. Okay, so we will also look at how do you actually develop investment ready project, meaning your film project. How do you become investment ready? This is an area that I have done a lot of trainings in, because my consultancy work and my work with the university also involve entrepreneurship and innovation. So it's very key element that you need to understand as a film producer. How do you become investment ready? And lastly, one of the objectives we look at is how to implement budget and accountability. What are the practices to ensure that you budget well and there is transparency and accountability in the process? So these are the objectives for today. So, but before I dive in, let me engage you a little bit, okay? To be honest, we can talk about all these things, we learn, we take note, we go, but that's not my focus. My focus, like I said, is to see how we can create a change in the practices, in the quality, in the standards. So, as West Africans, because I'm very much interested in people, arts, culture in West Africa, businesses, I think one of the fundamental problems we have, this is not only Sierra Leone, okay, across the region, we have to raise our standards in everything. And I'm talking to you as producers, as cinematographers, because it comes down to this fact. You can get funding, people can give you grants, people can give you money, you can go to school, study, do whatever you want. At the end of the day, if you don't raise your standard, the quality will not be good for you to compete with the global market. This is just the reality. So you have to raise your standards in everything. And this is a challenge for you as an individual. If you look at the way we do things, this is one of our problems generally. It's culture that is our problem, the way we do things. You have to expect more for yourself as a producer. That is the only way the quality will change. The quality will not change because they are giving you grant, they are giving you money. We all know how people misuse grant in the business entrepreneurship space. They complain, oh, my problem, our problem is money, but you give the money and then they squander it. But in other parts of the world where people have deep passion for the craft, they finance everything on their own. You look at the film industry in South Africa, you look at Nigeria, for example, you look at Ghana. Most of these producers started by bootstrapping, meaning self-financing, with very poor equipment. But what carried them along is the deep passion for the craft and their standard. So as a producer, one of the things I want to start with, you really have to raise your standard as an individual. You have to expect more for yourself. The way you do things, everything. If your standards as an individual are not raised, you cannot produce quality. It's not possible. It starts with you as an individual, expecting more for yourself, believing that you can do more. The writing, everything that you do, you have to raise the standard. This is the foundation of our talk, because financing, everything is now global. You can say, oh, we don't have access to money. This is one of the things we hear from entrepreneurs generally, not only from film industry. When you ask somebody, what are your challenges to start a business? They say, oh, capital, I don't have money, right? But the problem in this part of Africa is not lack of money. It's actually investment readiness. You are not ready for anybody to take risks and give you money. And I will explain why. The money is out there actually. The money is out there, but not free money, because businesses are not built on free money. Globally, every business you see in the world, nobody will just give you free money. Yeah, there are investors that take equity, there are loans. These are the ways businesses finance their ventures. So the issue we have in this part of Africa for a lot of businesses is investment readiness. Most of the businesses, investors cannot risk their money because of the poor practices. So I will talk about investment readiness. So we understand how to see this as a business. So what do I mean by raising your standards? Okay, let me be a little bit more specific. The industry still has gaps, because other countries like Sierra Leone do not have the ecosystem to produce this quality to increase the number. So there is a lot of potential. Okay, now 5 million jobs across Africa. This is from UNESCO again. Do you know that in Nigeria, the film industry is the second largest employer, second to agriculture? Film is a business. It's not one person. You have to understand the supply and value chain of film. When you as a producer produce a film, there are a lot of people that survive and live by that within the market, within the supply chain, within the value chain. So it's the second largest employer, second to agriculture in Nigeria. So you have the unique opportunity as a team to push for this, to leave a legacy, and you have the unique advantage to benefit from this in the next few years. Okay. So, the next one is development around, because you know in Africa we always complain about finance, right? So there is this new initiative from Afrexim Bank, right? So they are actually, it's an initiative that has up to $1 billion for African film, and you can tap into this. Yeah, because the thing is, if you look at the opportunities, I'll talk about more of this, some of the opportunities that you can tap into. But the point is, as a Sierra Leonean, you have a unique opportunity to tap into these things easier. It's actually easier for you than a Nigerian. You know why? Because of the population. Anything you want to do, you get easier than Ghanaian or Nigerian. Because your population is lower, you have a better reputation and things like that. And organizations want to support countries like Sierra Leone, because Nigeria, Ghana, they are already doing well. So they want to support. But the initiative has to always come from you. And it cannot just be about just getting the money, eating it, and forgetting. No. You have to be able to show the result. You know? So I will talk about a lot more due to time. Let me just summarize quickly. There is also a rising interest in the global investor markets, right? So meaning investors globally are now becoming more interested in African film industry. Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, there are a lot of investors, international, putting money in the industry. In Sierra Leone, as we speak, there is a lot of development in the investment sector. Recently, there is an organization I think called Red Salt that launched in Sierra Leone. It's an angel investment network. So meaning they can support you with investment. Film is a business like every other business. You need investors, you need capital, and you cannot get investors to put their money in your film if it does not have the quality, if you're not following the standard. It's not possible. Okay? Last point on this, there is also, of course, emergence of technology and AI that is changing everything within the film stages or the film value chain. Everything has been transformed. So you have to take advantage of this. And this is a report also from UNESCO stating how this is transforming African film industry. Technology, AI. Now if you look at VO3, Sora 2, all these platforms, you can literally generate a movie shot by shot within the platform. Everything is changing. Distribution is actually technically one of the most difficult and resource-intensive part of filmmaking, but it's transformed now by technology. It cuts you time and money. Distribution has changed completely from the way it used to be. Now, to help us wrap our heads around all this, I know one of my colleagues will talk about film as an enterprise, but I really want us to understand what this film business is, right? So this gives you a picture of the film stages or value chain from development all the way to the exhibition. You have the development stage, okay, pre-production, production, post, distribution, and marketing, and then exhibition. This is the global standard, okay? But where does financing come in? As you can see, under the development stage, you have to scale funding. You cannot start even pre-production when you are not sure where the money is coming from. And to be able to get this money, first you have to be investment ready. People have to trust the story. They have to trust your team. They have to trust you to put money. If this is not done, there is no way around it. You have to do the financing properly at development stage. So at the development stage, you are critically looking at the concept, okay, the idea, what is the story about, the script, budgeting, and the pitching materials. Meaning, if you're meeting investors, what do you show them, right? The package you are showing them. Some producers will do a teaser, right? How are you going to convince them to put money? This is happening globally. Okay, so you have to be able to understand you can actually get the money you need to produce a very large production if you follow the practices and raise the standards as I mentioned. So I'm not going too much into this. This is just to highlight the importance of financing at the development stage. You have to get the financing strategies right and scale the funding before you move into production. It's developing. But as we want to get free grants, free everything, and still our standard is low. So how do you want big money to come into that industry? How? You go back to, for example, Nigeria, Ghana, see the history of how producers actually get funding. It's a real story. Readiness is basically compliance along these 5 components. Number 1, legal and regulatory compliance. If you're a filmmaker, it goes without saying that you have to register. You have to register with all local agencies, right, to be able to be legal. You know, I don't know how many registrations are out there, the regulatory agency, but you have to take this serious because investors will check this. Financial reporting. How do you record your finances? Okay, financial statements, bookkeeping, all of those things. You have to be able to keep it in check and take it very, very serious because investors will check. If you cannot keep a financial record for a year or 2, how do you want them to trust you with money, right? 3, commercial viability. So here they want to check, is this film viable? They're not going to give you money because your idea is nice. Is it going to make money? And how do you explain that? It's not just to say I trust it will make money, but with projections. You have to show the numbers. This is our cost, this is our expected revenue, and this is the projected profit we are expecting. When they see that, and you can also back this up with the previous track record, your success in the past, yeah, and then they can see the profitability, the commercial viability of your film. If, for example, there is what we call profit margin, right, gross or net. So if they see that every film in the first 5 years you produce, your profit margin is always like 10-15%, no matter how hard you cry, they are not going to give you money because it's not profitable. But if they see that your cost and everything is just around 40% or 50%, you're always around 50-60%, it's a very profitable business. Your cost is low and your your margin is high. Once they see that, they will be convinced to put money because they also expect a share of that profit. Yeah. So, but how are you going to communicate this profitability if you are not keeping record? Like I said, for the first 3 years even, can you show profitability of your films that you have produced? You see that? So then lastly, second to the last, management capability. How do your team, are you the one trying to do everything? Every business has what we call key business functions, right? There is operations, there is finance, there is marketing, and there is HR. These are the key functions. So how are you managing the business? Are you the one doing everything? Do you have the capacity to do finance and accounting? Do you have marketing? All of these things. Even if you are a small team, who does what? What is their capacity? They check these things. Because the idea is, if the capacity across this is weak, the risk is higher. Imagine they look at your financial documentation in the last 3 years and you're asking for $50,000 or $100,000, like for example, right? And they look at the books and why would they trust you with money? You cannot even show them a 1-year record. Imagine. So it's not going to happen because the record gives them what? Trust in you, that you can handle this, you can handle the money well. Lastly, impact potential. How is this film going to make impact in the community? Not only social, but in the market. We talked about value chain, right? If you produce your film, how much potential it has in the value chain, meaning creating jobs, things like that. They measure some of those things, impact in general. So this is already a document you can access. I will send this slide. If you click this highlighted text, it will lead you to the document online. Okay, it's a hyperlink, so I will send it. You can see more. But these are the summary. The pillar number 1, as you can see, is legal and regulatory compliance. These are some of the details that you need to have there as a business. And this cut across sectors. You have to take this serious if you want to, sustain yourself as a business. It's not going to happen one day, but you have to know these are the things that are important and work on it, so that as you begin to improve the quality of your films, you are also improving the quality of your business practices, and people can, begin to partner with you and do business, because it's business, right? So second pillar, financial reporting, there are some details there. Third, commercial viability, as I mentioned. 4, management capability, and the last one is impact potential. So locally, these are the things that investors are looking for. There are many investment sources in Sierra Leone that you're not tapping into. Some people will say they are not there. There are so many, but you have to be investment ready to get access to those. Whether you want loan or equity or whatever you want, you have to be ready for it. Strategies for accessing fund, like I mentioned this, you need to research relevant funding opportunities. There are so many, even within Sierra Leone, there are development organizations that have this project funding, many things. You have to understand the unique opportunity that you guys have within the creative industry. This is an industry that is underdeveloped in Sierra Leone, and you have the unique opportunity to come up with this project that you can do to develop the sector. Because other sectors like hospitality, there's a lot of money given to that to develop it. But the creative industry also shows that it's one of the most resilient industries. There is data showing this during COVID. All other sectors collapsed, but the creative industry was resilient, and it creates more jobs. It involves more women. I mean, look at the number of women we have in this, right? In Nigeria, most of the producers are also women. So you have opportunity, unique opportunity. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Most of the delivery you made reflect on us, because actually something that is going on. Because most of the things we know that yes, this is not right, but just as you are saying, the negligence or just accepting, we continue with it. This gentleman agreement, not going into contracts with people and just doing things on our own way. It's really a bad signal to us. I believe that this is a very good lesson and that we'll reflect on it and try to implement it for the future.
Thank you. The producers, all I see is potential, and I don't see any reason why you will not succeed. You understand? That is the mindset and the practices have to change. You know, you can actually benefit a lot from this work you are doing, but you need to commit, like I said, to some of these practices and improving the quality and things like that. In the next few years, you'll be surprised as to what you can create. You know?
Yeah, thank you very much. For me, your presentation is an eye-opener because it's having a lot of key things that is a take-home. But trust me, why most of this gentleman agreement is there is due to the funding, because most producers go into a project that they are not fully funded. So as a result of that, they have to manage certain situations. In locations, there are a lot of things that directors even do adjust. There are certain things that you will see is supposed to be 4 or 5 characters in that position, but because the characters are not well paid or they are not even paid, they will definitely decide not to come, and the director will adjust that one because of lack of that cast. And because there is no formality in our projects, mostly that's why we are bringing in all of these difficulties. But with what we have learned us today, it is actually telling us that we are supposed to have formal activity plan programming, as you said, likely said, because there was a project that I was producing. When I tell the director that we need to have a formal schedule of this project, he said, "Oh, this is a long process." I said, "No, it's not a long process, but it's also have a guiding principle that the project can be done properly." So thank you very much for what actually you presented to us.
Thank you very much for that session. There are a few things that I mentioned that I want to highlight on a little bit. First, you said about managing budget is key for producers, which you said sometimes you might have the budget, but because of mismanagement, you're unable to reach your target goal. You understand? That is what is affecting us a lot in this country. You might find out that this is the budget for this project, but when that project comes, you understand there are other things that you focus on. At the end of the day, you are unable to give out the quality needed, and in order for you to attract sponsors, you need to give out quality. And another thing you talk about was this you call it, say, gentleman agreement. It's really affecting us in this country, because like we can say we are related, you understand, because of that reason I come and do my stuff, you understand, stuff like that. But sometimes we don't know the mindset of people. Some people can be smiling to you, but deep down they're not okay. You understand? So it's very much key to be official. You understand? Everything should be in a written document, signed and stamped for tomorrow. You understand? Anything can happen. You understand? And another thing again he said is about collaboration. In this country we do collaborate, but it's not that much effective. Nigerians, before they reach this peak, they were all doing it together. You understand? And in order for us to take that step, because now we are not just trying to attract Sierra Leoneans, we are trying to attract the world at large. And collaborations means strength. We all have different strengths, but we can combine those strengths together, we can do something very much unique. So it's an advice to all producers, and Producers Guild members are, a lot of them are here. We do believe and hope that this is just a starting point. You understand? We are going to push hard, collaborate more, and give out the best, so people out there will know that Sierra Leone has what is take to compete with the world.
You're right. If you're not planning the budget right on paper or a certain platform where you are seeing the threshold, you cannot be able to manage it. The way we do things is, if I say this is $5,000, go produce a movie, you put it in your account and you start spending. There is no accountability. How are you going to manage it? So you have to have threshold for everything. When you know this is what I have for this aspect or this activity, if it's I go to the field or site and I see that it's more than that, you have to improvise, find other ways to cut costs. Yeah, and managing budget also is about managing cost. So on the field, let's say you budget for 500,000 to do something today. When you go to do it, you should always negotiate and find ways to get it cheaper. You don't just go and spend that 500, because part of managing budget is cutting cost. But you need to know what is the threshold. This is the total budget, and this is what we have for pre-production, or this is what we have for this. So when this person comes, you already know that this is what we have. We cannot go beyond this, because if we go beyond this, it will affect our overall budget, and this will affect our margin. Because let's say, for example, out of 100%, right, of your revenue that you are generating from this film, you have to look at how much is your cost. If your cost is almost the size of the revenue, you're not making anything. So that's why you want to know what is the threshold of your cost. And as I spend money, how do I control? How do I negotiate? How do I find better suppliers? Even when I budget, like I said, 500 leons, right, to buy something, I have to go and negotiate, get better supplier, because I always want to cut costs. You see, these are some of the things. Collaboration, I agree with you. Gentleman's agreement, the lawyer, I believe, will highlight more on that.
As a producer, you're going to hire, let's say, a script writer like myself. If you want to hire me to write your story, let it be in a document. Do I have copyright to the said script, even though it was written by me, but you hired me to do it? Can I claim it in the long run? Let it be in writing. Do you understand? To say no, I am only hiring you to put to change this story and put it into a script by bringing the story to life. But you cannot in the long run say, oh, na me write am o, so na me script or na me story. Let it be in writing. And also, contracts are there to ensure that if the party is an employee or an independent contractor. What this means is, an employee, let's say for example, you have this project that is going to last 2 months, right? And you want people that you can work with for that 2 months, constantly, permanent crew members, for example, now, that you can work with for that 2 months, and those crew members or persons will not be allowed during that 2 months to work for anybody else. Those persons are your employees. Do you understand? They are working for you for that 2 months. They cannot work for any other person. They are your employees. So you're going to agree via contract whether they are going to be paid for the 2 months at a go, or they'll be paid monthly. The contract also defines the terms of payment and mode of payment. If it's 2 installments, 3 installments, the contract will tell you, should tell you. Because you don't want a vague contract that doesn't tell you how you're going to be paid or who is going to be paying you, and later one party will be assuming. Once there's a contract, there should be no assumptions. As for the independent contractors, these are maybe the actors, the actresses that you just say, okay, I have this scene that I want you to do, maybe 3 or 4 scenes. They will come on set when they are scheduled for shooting. They will not be with the project for the extensive 2 months. So that is why they are not employed. They can be paid by scene, or some can do it for free, depending on the relationship, but it should be stated whether this person is going to be paid or not, because you don't want at the end of the day maybe that mutual understanding, and then after the project and everything, he or she comes back to say, oh, I thought you were going to pay me, because the contract is vague. So you don't want all those issues, so you clarify everything. That is why, like Mrs. Vidal said, it is good when you receive a contract, don't rush to sign. sleep on it, think about it, make sure you fully understand. If you don't understand, ask questions, seek clarifications. So at the end of the day, you cannot come back to say I have been cheated, or wait till before say nine this mean, not what you mean. So you should make sure you understand from the layman's perspective, because at times contract can have various huge legal terms that laymen cannot understand. So if there are those terms in the contract, you ask. If it was prepared by a lawyer, call for a meeting. Sit down with the lawyer, have him explain to you what the term means before signing. So contracts are not traps, like most people think. Most people, the moment they say cancel a contract, oh, they don't trap me. No, it's a two-way protection. The producers are protected, and you as the actors or crew members, you are also protected. Because once there is a contract, the producers cannot take advantage of you, neither will you take advantage of the producer. But if there are no contracts, an actor or actress will agree to come to shoot on Wednesday. You tell her call time is 8 a.m. she'll come to set at 4. Everybody will be there, the set is ready, but she'll come at 4. You have nowhere to fall back on. You will say, but I tell you, say we call time now 8 o'clock, why make you they come at 4? You go talk, say, oh, no sign, not to know. I have been there, I have witnessed such situations. Okay. So location and permits. This is why I have problem with most producers, the ones I've worked with actually. So when it's time to do your movie, they don't want to get permit, they don't want to go and take police clearance. They'll tell you, oh, it's a long process, the hassle is too much, but you need it. Before doing your pre-production, write a letter to the police.
How you able to really create something as the visual, the creative lead of the entire production? You're not go able. So, but now, as we get the producers guild, we have the responsibility for ensure say when I recruit producers them and give them the professional capacity for lead this country and attract investment everywhere and pay with the actors and directors and writers them. I think that's why workshop like this is important. So if a person not come, you say because of this and that one day, I feel saying are you lost? Because I have a testimony. When I start for training with Sladia as a trainee, I meet them and other people, some of them sabi like Janet and Schwab. They said they come as trainee, now they turn them trainer, and before they turn them trainer, they go to Ghana, they go train them first, so that they go to train people them. But these are people when they work with, now me colleague them. In fact, at the time, Schwab like now they shoot for me, now me the director shoot for me. Then now they can't train me. So I was like, now me come be they can't train me. What is sabi at first? But God help, me to that turning at the time me filmmaking life the transition. At the time I decided, well, I relearn and unlearn. So because of that, I said, no, last year let them teach me back because they don't go Ghana and I don't ever go Ghana. And when they teach me, I know what I learn. And when I learn that thing, I implement them. Myself, when I apply as trainee, they select me. Maybe they can go Ghana as trainee. When they go train me, I perform well because I don't humble. Before you know, me said they told me trainer. I turned trainer now for the last 10 years. Me not to trainer again. Me they train trainers there. That are the train people the way they train people there. Then I remember them. So, and there were people. Maybe they say exactly now me colleague. Now they go train me. But when they begin to see the knowledge, they manifest in the work where they do in the industry, because you work not they hide. And then where would they get the conversation? As now, what I learned from this Sladia program and this XYZ program, I make. And then they begin to see the importance because work not they hide, and now they begin coming. And when some of them come in, we thank God that they come in, and they say begin do well. That is what we want. So with brother and sister, they wait for other team. let we dey go, let we ensure say the producers deal, we get producer the way we pay people them. My sister, when see somebody dey pan talk and I call and tell and say I get 10,000 euros for you for pay you. That person they tell us no ever camp our workshop. Now first they begin cost for like acting like you film. Yeah, but let me ensure say that's happening, and that is why this workshop is important. Yeah. So let's start. So basically, what we get now this workshop, it got to be an interactive session so that at the end of the workshop, we not even ask questions. At the end of the session, before we doing this session, we go to ask the question and answer, and we only talk. But now some of the things that this will get for the expect. So basically, this session will ensure say producers them go able for position them film at the local and the international market, whether na festival now, whether na cable, whether na online like a YouTube or streaming platform like a Netflix, etc. This session also they hope for ensure say we get the right skill how for market and brand and distribute we film them as producers. Also, it also help we now we come as producers for ensure say we understand how for utilize the digital platform like a YouTube, film festivals and other platforms they for gain exposure. Like when Nigeria they don't expose na Salone, Americans and they don't expose na Salone today. Also, they ensure say we the producers and filmmakers them, you know, for let we build a strong producer brand. That is real identity as producers, and also we go ensure that we get a sustainable reputation. And all waiting the past speakers and don't talk. All align with waiting we can discuss and share together as colleagues now so within the moments we I get to now. We talk about contracts initially we just don't handle. Contract gets many importance, not only one. One, contract they protect you as my sister been the talk now as we now know. But secondly, contracts they help you for let other person deal with you. For example, when owner producers and get for begin apply for fund, for begin ask for fund from people. Contracts now somebody measure about due diligence. Then get for ask you first of all, even if you say I dey work with Emma, I dey work with Fuad, I dey work with this man, Koma, then go ask you whose documents we bind una. Or if the other producer they can put in money, they want to know who that you dey work with, waiting na the tie between una or two, so you go know how the kind side.
How much money you ever receive?
Exactly. So you don't know how the kind side. So if you not get that contract, that due diligence, how that producer go trust you for say this man even responsible. So contract they make you feel responsible. So all that it forms part of making you very, very professional. We go make anybody want for deal with you, and it comes into waiting we talk about the branding for brand a producer. So basically, waiting today I they talk about Naya. So we now you know the business of film, and you know we look at the where is this? I don't lost by myself. Okay, until they under about marketing, branding, and distribution. Marketing, branding, and distribution. So now, these are some of the things that we expect, and we therefore look at some of them facilitation aid they are so we go and answer. But this now waiting we go through quickly: marketing, branding, and distribution, taking your film globally. So you know these are the table of contents. You know how you position the film for local and global markets, how you utilize platform for streaming services like YouTube and Netflix, which are the strategies that you need for submitting at festivals and get international exposure, how you build a producer identity and professional reputation. So let me start with first of all the distribution chart. This is just an introduction before we start. As a producer, where they make you film. Able control. I say this is an interactive session. Waiting producer able control. The money. The money. And the people away don't pay. The people them. What else? Waiting producer able control the money, the people them. You product. You product. Good. I think the best answer, all are good. The best answer are the product. Now, one great thing producer able control, And the brother go share out soon now when they come, the stages of film producing and all that one day. Where we get the production, the post-production, the production and the pre-production also, or development and all. But I tell you, producer get one get way to control for make the film. You know able control for spend money for the film. You know why? Because you know the first person for put money per you film. So you able control them. And when you don't make you film, you know they able control who that buy you film. You understand? You go sell you film, but sometimes they not go buy them. So you don't get control over that. Now like? Now only one thing you get control over, how you make you film. Who that you put for make you film. That's now you get control over. So that's why it's very difficult for the start of a film and the end of a film for producer. Because when it comes for the production, you don't hire a director are experts. In Sabina, you hire a cinematographer, all my actors are all experts. But for spend that money and for sell that film, now they the game day. So, and for me, that's why you need to understand some of these things. So like you wanna see 3 columns then I also. And for when a producer they sell in film at the end of the distribution, there are 3, maybe there are many ways, but I just curate these 3, the process of which you get your film to the market. Since we talk about marketing, we talk about distribution, the process of which you distribute your film. In short, before we go deeper, so for now see the blue column, so this now like the most primary way, the longest way. Now the long road this, not get shortcuts. All difficult. If you look, we get the producer, when I the filmmaker, and I get the rights. Yeah, the rights owner, and I own the film. So when you don't make the film, they give either sales agent or aggregator. So if not a VOD, so who a sales agent? So sales agent not necessarily mean a distributor. This is a separate person where you don't make your film, where you give that person in and they go find distributor. Now they market your film, now they do trailer promo, all and say, by the way, you get promo video for your film, you get trailer for your film, they're all two different. This one are the sales agents they do them. But this sales agents where they do them, it gets different way they do them. Either you pay an upfront and then you provide the budget for do all the marketing and then they send you film at festival and everything, or you get a minimum guarantee where you they give them, then in they go spend for do the thing. They can't tell you say I spend so amount of money. Sometimes the money where you call say spend, it pass the money where you put by your film safe. You understand? And when the money they come, they get a pull that money they first, that expense deal. They pull a minimum guarantee. In most cases, it can be 30% or depend 10%. They pull them back. Then before you do now, you actual production money now when you get. So you get the sales agents where they do them, or you get the aggregator where if in a VOD. Like we talk about VOD, we get platform and now like where they say Hulu, 2B, I don't know but then these are VOD platform, video on demand. Some you pay for them, you pay before you watch them and all that. So you get aggregator them. Then how then they are more like a distributors and sales agents. Now again they come. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So aggregator ID, they get 100 films. They put them together. They take film from all the producers in a salon, all the producers in Nigeria. We make film. They get at them. They begin going and then view the platform here. I get 30 films. I get 100 films. So they give different distributors or platforms them. So then they watch them film here. So out of that 30, if they're lucky, then they say, okay, we want all for them at this platform. Then in the aggregator, I can't begin negotiate to tune out the producers there. So in time, when I begin see people, then they request. If you're online on the season, then they request for film. So then they say for send trailer. We send the trailer. If they look at it, say okay, send the full movie. No watch. We watch and they tell you say okay. Then they take and then begin send them now different platform them. If they select and then they can't say they don't select your film. All they don't tell you what thing they want. So they don't tell you say now 30% to go for take on a 10%. There is an organization under Cannes, when are one of the biggest film festivals in the world, where they call Afrique something, where they do that. Then they take films them all over Africa that you enable distribute your film, then get that and then begin sending our platforms then. Anyone we select and they come to you, Zaki, they don't select your film. then they be the, so now that the role of aggregator. So the aggregator, you see, then they represent the producer for sell the film, for distribute, market, and package the film, and do a lot of things for commission or upfront. Then you get the distributor itself, where in they represent the exhibitor for buy the film. So distributor normally now people then they work with the filmmakers, but they work more with the distributors them. For example, if AYV na an exhibition platform, because now the final side outside the audience they see you film. So making can say AYV need to be a distributor. Una go give commission on the films that they count for now. Need to go look for film. So tell me the distributor, are they go look for sales agents, or are they go to festivals for go look for film, or are they go directly to the producer? The producer back, I get forget commission per film where I take and where I sell and give Netflix. And if or AYV, if you film not pass through me, they go AYV. So then they get designated distributors then. When are through then the film they reach, because already they know waiting AYV wants, they know waiting Netflix wants. You understand? So that's get for do the same. They get for put waiting they spend, they get for put whatever way waiting, then they give you now waiting you do, then you can now hear investors and now on account that they did. And person show me behind the scene, the right hand of the guy in the director general by the OTSF. Okay, you know how they go for? Yeah, director general. So I was surprised. So you get director general. So I don't know, you understand? It's because people effect for names rather than the duty of waiting the role there about, yeah. So maybe tomorrow we get director producer. We get for head all the producers then. But they not been a salon. Producer general, yeah, producer general, yes, yeah. So some names them it can differ from regions. Like for instance, DOP, cinematographer, now the same thing. You get some parts of the world, they call them director of photography. They get some say they call them cinematographer. Salone now they take all two DOP cinematographer. All they understand, we play with all. So it depends. So some of them titular, some region and they like you call them other kind names then. Yeah? Okay. Producer. Other name lead. Now the lead producer. You understand, eh? The producer now the person will own the project, where they secure right and funding, where they oversee all stages. Once more again, who that own a project, who that own the project? Producer. Who that get for there from starting to the end in order? Okay. Who that get for secure all right and funding? The producer and get for be the executive producer waiting, convince them for put money, eh? And we can see say I don't see some side because someone put money fishing and get the film. Sure. Yeah. Say I know me put money, so that me get right by the film. And we now we get for can evaluate we work there what they do as producers them. The films they don't say we don't produce. It's genuinely this now a learning curve for we. We not big for learn and for correct with small mistakes the way we they do or we don't do in the past, yeah. Some of we they say we not producers them, but actually we not executive producers them, but we film them. Yeah. Yeah, someone still na producer and also executive producer. It's possible. I want to produce the film, I get money for sponsor them. You know, executive is not producer. But if I get money, I don't want to produce the film. I don't say this is not a good producer. I don't get any money produce the film. So all that they like we get talking about legality, contract, how they sign up. All man get a own that paper, that document you want to sign from the initial side. Now in get for end of the letter say now say this person now in get this right, this person now in get this share at the end of the day on this film set here or on this film production. So when the film come out now, all man know what they do, all man know in right, yeah. So it's clear, it's clear. And the producer now own the project, now in get them. Then now in a secure right and funding. And remember say when you secure right, we get legal rights. for everybody we show na you film, any extra need for, we call an assignment of rights. The one that we don't shoot now, we set about small film. At the end of the day, we get something we call assignment of right. From 2015 till now, we get all the assignment of rights then. As we don't say, we tell you say, please give assignment. All actors, they sign the assignment of Friday. Either we pay you on for free. You the right and day, you sign up, then we get a producer, we get one director, we they sign back and day. Up to now, we get all the document and day. Because the document and day, now in the safeguard we as an institution for tomorrow. The person not claim we say, you know me get consent for male and female, or because of this, it going right. No. And how we do it right? We do it right by stages. And all these producers them and directors them at the end themselves they offer the one no film right give as Sladia. So we now we get the right and we say get we partner with the work with Jam. At the end of the day back for many publish online or since a film festival lab, me particularly now me they sign the waiver of all the rights then they as a lead now for Sierra Leone and send again and say we don't all the rights they have. I don't do all. And at 10 days, they get right for send that film in a film festival, for putting on Facebook, for putting on YouTube. So these are the strategies them. And you as a producer, not ever make that kind of mistake day. Say this na me brother, this na me paddy, no left and so. Anything can happen. Today the film no they make money. Inside 5-10 years, let's say you put on a Facebook, on YouTube or Facebook, and monetize, they begin to make money. That man want in court. You don't say, hey, I tell you, you know me ask for money. Yes, you know me ask for money because you know me think say the film they make money. Now the film they make money now, it need in your share. Then you there, now the wrong side of history, and that person they right for suing a court. Executive producer provide funding or industry access, less day to day involvement. The producer everyday involvement. For instance, today we dey shoot 5 scenes today. We don't forget the script we create for the location sheets, how they spend the money. They get to make reports. They get to make reports and send them to the producer. So the producer they follow the day-to-day working off the set. Except you know the like you know the on set. But if you know at the end of the day, all the report for me time that you know always don't go everything. Transaction almost money don't go out for the day. We as producers them now yeah, how many of we ready for shoots that day? At the end of the day, we calculate almost we don't spend for the day. We make breakdown. Almost of we don't do an asset. For the day, we calculate saying at this we don't spend, at this don't go. One, how many of we don't do an on set? Every day. Okay. So this is the standard. We get other we'll go down, we see other person if you know they we get for handle some of them tax them. Yeah. Now you the oversee of all the tax them. But also the producer no go able to do all the work them. Now he get people them where he delegate responsibility to, and then people they get a specific tax where they do. For instance, we get director, we get assistant director. Yes. So no, that director we get some female get assistant director 1, assistant director 2. Not mean say they only direct in actors though. You understand The director now enroll for direct the creative part. Maybe the assistant director, maybe the one waiting ready for no say the next location not ready for go shoot. You understand They don't go set design is all already. They don't get because for some big set there they even get dummy actors them. where they will place them now for set the scene. They already do me actor, you know, with your farm. You get the other one, you know, this is not the role. Not if you can tell the director say this is not solo, this senior for like in-depth to like say no, because the director now in at the head of the creative vision of the film. So same thing back as a producer. You get other people back where you also give some roles and responsibility on set. We get line producer, manages budget and schedule, handles daily production operation. For some people then call them production manager. Some people then call them line producer. You understand, eh? So you manage budget and schedule. And scheduling, that the most important thing on a film set. They pay cameraman for cam. They more weight than an village film there. They go lodge all team back na fresh feedback on a fresh arrangement. Why no go find possible to cook? Possible go handle location, possible go handle this wire. Just stress you actors them, the director, the crew them for making them do the film for you within the allocated time. Because some of the things that where we find it difficult when people then go calm. Maybe take 2 months, 3 months. Some man don't make different hairstyle. Some man in body don't change. Either is sick or a longer small body. So you understand? Eh? All them things and they affect continuity. Associate producer, support production tasks, coordinate specific production areas, not everything. For instance, so if me a producer, I go shoot na Makeni, I defend associate producer, where I get specific tasks them for do for me. Where in your responsibility for handle for me. Like for instance, the one I diaspora he can shoot na Sierra Leone. You understand? Eh? They already get people who they work with. The producers are outside. So everybody they work with we call it associate producers when they give them specific things them for do. Yeah. And within other thing now it will make them easy, maybe for location, maybe for this wire, you know, maybe for them let's say audition or maybe casting, different things them. Yeah. So we can credit them as associate producers. People talk about co-producers, eh? Yes. Yes. So down the back the co-producer we now 2 producers they come. We get co-directors there. We now 2 people direct. And co-producer, co-directing back a different. We the co-direct and co-produce. Those a co-directing. If we do the co-direct, one they look at the artistic side, one they look at the technical side. The one they look at the actors them. The one they look at the crew, the kind of shot them, the kind of the camera operators, they work with them and they work with. So this is co-directors. Same thing as co-producing back. Don't remember say if you co-produce, you know, share the tax 50-50. This guy decide with handle, this guy decide with handle, and it make work very easy. All man know. So this person not for jump come that the other person inside or in your line of activity or duty. We get for no. It's sometimes complex as a beginning, but if we able to understand on ourselves, on set the principle or the working environment earlier. Before una start for work, it's very easy and possible. I don't co-direct with somebody and we work very, very well. Yeah. So, and I know say as long as the understanding is very, very simple. Yeah. Then anything about producing we want for no. Any question on this side? Any question on this side?
Hello viewers, Adenaya so with one of the facilitators them for the 2025 annual Producers Guild Masterclass Seminar. Hello, you can tell viewers your name and what you do.
Hello everyone, my name is Aminata Sulemansari. I'm a lawyer, also a filmmaker.
Okay, so Aminata, today we come witness and participate in the 2025 Producers Guild Masterclass seminar. You can tell viewers them waiting are some of the things them where you teach, you know, the producers and other members of the film industry within there. So today.
But yes, first of all, I commend the Producers Guild for this masterclass because it was really timely. As a facilitator, I'll be tasked with the responsibility for teach both the legal, the ethical, and for teach both intellectual property, which I did at explaining them what they for do, steps for register the IP, and also how important it be for make sure say every agreement is documented into a contract, how they for handle investors legally, what document they should have in order for investors to feel safe for invest na the project.
Okay, so how you think say seminars then like this they help, you know, for increase the quality of film production at the country?
They help a lot because when you know and when you have an idea as to how this thing supposed to be, then you do them to the best of your knowledge and best of your ability. For example, if you don't know for say this project what they can do, it is legally binding. There's a valid contract where they tell you your roles and responsibility. You will not come to the set and mess up things. They're not gonna put you shoot for let's say for today, then you come tomorrow say one can shoot because now that's what they feel for come. You'll be time bound, and time is money. Any day where they put for shoot and the shoot not happen, the producer loses a lot of money. But with this contract and with this legal knowledge and everything, both parties will understand their roles and responsibilities and how to fill each and every one of them.
Okay, finally, which word you go left with Sierra Leoneans the way they watch you right now?
Let us not give up on the industry. We are growing gradually, and with things like this we don't make it happen. Now for make una no say we are not sleeping at all. They put everything in place for make sure so we give una quality things them out there. So please, whenever you see a Sierra Leonean movie anywhere, don't scroll, don't skip. You support the movement. When you see Salone film, not say this now one of them. No. If you have to share, like, comment, do it. At least help the project grow so we can attract international investors. We are the first one to love our content before other people can love it. That is all I have to say for you.
Thank you very much and have a lovely day.
Thank you so much.
Hello, you can tell viewers your name and what you do.
I'm named Michael Mansare, Actors Guild, Sierra Leone.
Okay, so Michael, today you come participate in the annual seminar, the masterclass annual seminar produced by the Producers Guild Sierra Leone. Tell viewers them how you feel for the part of this event here so today.
It really be a pleasure for me today, particularly on this program. You understand, you know, not this what you expect, you understand, at the industry. So I guess if we do this every year, you know, they see changes inside the industry, that's a fact.
Okay, so what are some of the things that we expect for learn today from, you know, this seminar also?
Well, I don't learn a lot, me not a producer, but at least me bring the open by certain things them. You understand? I don't learn say, you know, before ever you take a project, you know, you need to do certain stuff. You understand? One, for register your product, you understand, for getting a copyright, you know, sign a contract with your actors, you know, a lot. If I start to measure everything, it would take a whole dinner.
Okay, so how you think say seminars then like this they will help, especially for boost the quality of film production at the country and professionalism?
Well, it help a lot. You understand? As I said previously, you understand? If we do this every year, you understand? It open producers and aid. You understand? At least you know exactly what you for do, the kind of production where you for do. You understand? So what you forget out there and what you not forget out there. So a lot, you know.
So finally, which message you would like to send to Sierra Leoneans the way they watch you right now?
Well, Sierra Leoneans, this filmmaking not to idleness. You understand? A job, very lucrative. You understand? You know, if you look towards Nigeria, Ghana, because now then here we now a lot talk about them, yeah. Before talking about Hollywood, you see most of the actors out there. The country supports them. Now make them they up there. You understand? So I tell Sierra Leoneans, make them support you as well. You know, we can able make the Ramsey Noah here. We can able make the Genevieve Niger here. We will make Omotola here a lot. You understand? We will make Majid here, Van Vika. You know. Matus Frank, look at them. Sierra Leone will not say we get talent, you understand? Very creative people, you understand? As Salone will come out today, go Ghana, you understand? We open much if in a Ghana man, you know, see one salon, you understand? Tongue, you understand? They go Nigeria, talk like Nigeria man, you know, bounce or say, you know, na Nigeria pidgin, they talk, they smell like Creole, nah, you understand? So very talented. So now that I tell Salone them on support we, you understand? We able to do one for una, and the fact we able to take Africa, you know, we able to take Africa. Then I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you very much and have a lovely day. Well, viewers, Adena also with one of the members in the film industry. Of course, Adena also today for participating in the seminar we then call the Masterclass Producers Guild Annual Seminar. Hello, you can tell viewers your name and what you do.
Hello, viewers, listeners. How na they do? Mina Fuad Kabia from the Actors Guild Sierra Leone.
Okay, so Fuad, today you come participate in the Masterclass Seminar 2025. You can tell viewers them what in the seminar they about.
Yeah, if I'm them this seminar they about learning a lot of good process about the producers stuff, okay, because I see a lot of teachings, a lot of sensitization, a lot of clarity on certain things, them how producers and they able do attach and do things them together.
Okay, so what are some of the things that way you expect, you know, for gain today from the seminar?
Yeah, a very educative ones them. Of course, the rules and regulations them for producing, waiting are you write, waiting you take, waiting are the criteria the way you take in certain projects and way they take, you know. So a lot of this stuff definitely.
Okay, so how you think say seminars them such as this they help for boost the Sierra Leone industry, especially when it comes to the professionalism aspect?
Yeah, of course, I want to tell the producers guilds thank you for this particular thing, because there are a lot of sensitizations, there are a lot of directives, there are a lot of educations we see we don't get from here today, because something in doing myself, me as an actor really not be know, but today I know and say this now some of the rules them of the producers them, waiting at the right them, waiting it take for lay, then I set what they don't put, what they know. I don't then set routine and right and duties them way for do. So I learned the earlier today.
Okay, finally, which message you go like for send to Sierra Leoneans that we watch you right now?
Yes, I just want to send one message. Say, Lord, we did together. Lord, continue for push, because I'm an actor, but kind of the Producers Guilds program for Lord can see how best we push Salone Entertainment. So I appreciate everybody. Be whosoever they under at the talk to we all. Lord, we can join we professional guilds them and make sure say this entertainment be a better one for we. Tomorrow.
Thank you very much for that. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, brother.
Hello viewers, welcome to another edition of your favorite program, KID-AFAN Salone Discoveries, with me, Hamza Toure. In today's edition of the program, we are here at the Producers Guild Masterclass Annual Seminar, and I have with me one of the people who are here today to share their knowledge on the different issues in the film industry and how the film industry in Sierra Leone can promote and solve some of the issues and ensure that the film industry becomes a viable one. Hello sir, can you tell viewers your name and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Mr. Bashir Muhammad Idris. I work with Lim Kokwini University as the academic manager. I also coordinate the Lim Kokwini Innovation Hub.
Okay, so Mr. Idris, today we're here to witness the annual seminar for the Producers Guild Masterclass. Tell us a bit about this seminar and what are some of the things that you felt were important to discuss?
Yeah, so basically my session was focusing on financing for filmmakers and becoming investment ready. So financing, of course, is a challenge for many businesses, but more so for filmmakers in Sierra Leone. You know, getting access to finance, you know, all the challenges around it, and how do you as a filmmaker become investment ready? What are some of the funding sources you can use? So those are some of the things we discussed today. There are a lot of challenges that you know, within the filmmaking industry in terms of business practices, compliance issues that limit the investment readiness of these companies. So it also limits their ability to attract funding and all that. So these are some of the the things we discussed today.
Okay, so talking about the funding, it is important, of course, that for anything in life to grow, especially when it comes to business and when it comes to entertainment, there is the need for funding. It is the live stream that promotes that thing to come into being. What are some of the issues do you think are affecting Sierra Leone's film industry, which creates this problem of insufficient funding or lack of enthusiasm by sponsors to fund the industry?
Yeah, so it's a great question. Now, in reality, funding and financing is a challenge across sectors. It's not only film industry. Small businesses always complain about access to finance, lack of funding. But the reality is, most of these businesses, their issue is not the funding, is their inability to be ready for the funding. Because whether you need loan or equity, these people need to ensure that the risk is low for them to be able to trust you with the money. So it's an issue of investment readiness. Their readiness to be able, to attract the donors or the financiers to trust them. So the business practices around, for example, financial management, bookkeeping, their ability to project their income. So if you are producing a film, for example, what is your financial projection? How much are you projecting to make for this movie? How much is your cost? Things like this. What is the profit margin? So all of these things are practices in business that an investor will expect you to have, but many of these filmmakers are having challenges to understand that because they are running a business, and you can't just get money without all this compliance. Compliance in terms of registration, compliance in terms of all the business practices, management, capability, all of this. So I have shared quite a lot in terms of first the practices to become investment ready and how to even pitch your film to investors to actually get the funding, because financing is an integral part of film development. If you look at all the stages of filmmaking, the development part is the first stage, and that is the stage where you ensure that you get the right funding to start your activities. I also shared with them the importance of creating multiple sources of funding, not only one way, but it comes down to your readiness, your preparedness, your compliance, because they need to check. We talked about also due diligence, that if you are taking a loan from a bank or somebody or an investor, they will do due diligence to check, and this gives them an idea of the level of risk. So all of those practices actually are a reality of the film industry, and we hope with this knowledge we begin to improve some of those, which will create more access to investment and things like that, because now the film industry or the market is global. You have to meet the standard. You are not only creating film for Sierra Leone anymore. The market has changed, and it's a small market, quite frankly, in Sierra Leone, so you have to meet the standard to be able to attract this funding.
Okay, finally, before you go, what message would you like to send to the film industry in general in Sierra Leone? Because I'm very certain that the seminar was not that huge, and I'm sure not every member of the film industry would have been here today. So what message would you like to send to those who would be at home watching you right now?
So number one is to understand that Sierra Leone has its own unique culture and stories to tell. The world needs to know about these stories. Tell your own original story. In your pitch to investors, story matters. Quality story. And secondly, improve your standard. Improve your standard in everything, across all the outputs in your production journey, the story, the pre-production, everything. So one of the things I told the filmmakers in the session is to ensure that they take it as a challenge personally, to ensure that they expect more for themselves, not just accept any low standard, because everything starts with that standard. if you improve the quality and the standard of what you produce, then you will attract the investors, right? And then lastly, to ensure they work on investment readiness, compliance, no gentleman's agreement. This is one of the issues we discuss. You want to produce a film, there is no proper agreement from the beginning. People start to fight when the films, and these are some of the practices that destroy the sector. So everything, documentation, you have to treat it as a business. This is not going to happen, of course, in one day, but with the knowledge and the intention being deliberate about it, I believe gradually Sierra Leone will also be positioned in the global film market, because now the market is global. Before you can say you have limitations, but now technology is making every single stage in the filmmaking stages more global, more accessible,
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day. Well, viewers, as una don hear from different producers, facilitators of the seminar, as well as different actors them about waiting then come for discuss today, and waiting are some of the things that they expect for learn today, and how them feel say this seminar will help the film industry for grow. Well, now so we go draw the curtain down for today's edition of the program. On behalf of the executive producer, Dr. Aissatou Kakejalo, the camera operator, Mohammed Sky Bangura, until we meet again for another wonderful edition of the program, Mina Amza Toure, we say peace.
Thank you.